Mitch Moses didn't hold back when asked about Dylan Brown's one-match suspension. Visibly frustrated during New South Wales State of Origin camp, the Parramatta halfback accused the NRL Judiciary of inconsistency and overreach after his teammate was cited for making contact with a referee. "You look at the play, he's running with intent, eyes only on the ball. There's a high kick coming down and he's chasing, doing exactly what every coach in the game would ask of him. And in the middle of that, he bumps into the referee. That's all it is. A bump. An accidental moment in a game moving at a million miles an hour," Moses said. Dylan Brown was charged with Grade 2 contrary conduct for placing his hands on referee Gerard Sutton during the Eels' 30-12 loss to Canterbury. As Brown sprinted to contest a bomb, he brushed past Sutton from behind, not seeing him until the last second. Sutton didn't react. He didn't even look fazed. It was incidental. The game moved on. Yet the match review committee saw enough in the replay to suspend Brown for a week, a suspension he'll serve during round 16, with Parramatta on the bye this week. "It's absurd. We're not talking about a player lashing out, or dissent, or aggression," Moses said. "We're talking about a footballer competing for a ball. It happens to be in the same space as a referee. That's it. The Eels are battling for a place in the top 8 and every player counts, especially someone like Brown, who has been a key part of their revival after a slow start to the year." Moses, one of Brown's closest on-field allies, made it clear he sees the judiciary's decision as not only unjust but potentially damaging to the team's momentum. "There's no common sense here," he continued. "You've got to look at intent. Where's the intent to do anything wrong? There isn't any. He's not trying to get in the way of the ref, he's not trying to use the ref for position. He's just chasing a ball, like we all do. That's where the issue of consistency comes in. Players have been punished before for contact with match officials. Melbourne's Jarome Hughes missed a game last year for pushing referee Chris Butler. But what really has Moses fired up is what happened in round 14. West Tigers playmaker Jarome Luai shoved referee Ziggy Preklasa Adamski to the ground while chasing a kick during a game against Penrith. Yet Luai wasn't even charged. How can you look at both incidents and say one deserves a suspension and the other doesn't even get a mention? Moses asked. "It's not about clubs. It's about the game being fair. It has to be the same rules for everyone." He shook his head. "You start thinking, are they just making it up as they go? That's how it feels. There's no consistency, no logic, and it leaves us wondering what's going to be called next." Moses said Brown had maintained a clean record for years and had never so much as been involved in an on-field altercation, let alone a serious incident. "He's the nicest bloke you'll ever meet," he said. "No ego, no attitude. Just goes about his business. Never throws his weight around. Never crosses the line. And we're suspending him over this. It's not right." According to Moses, punishing players for unintentional contact with officials creates a dangerous precedent, one where instinctive, high-speed actions in a split-second play judged as deliberate. "Where does it stop?" he asked. "Are we going to tell players to stop contesting kicks now? What happens when a ref runs into a defender who's backpedaling and focused on his man? Are we going to start handing out suspensions then too?" For Moses, it's not just about this week's loss or the Eels' finals push. It's about setting standards that make sense and protect the spirit of the game. You want to protect referees, we all do. They've got the toughest job out there. But there's got to be room for common sense. We can't be turning accidental plays into punishable ones. That's how you kill instinct. He circled back to the incident. "Watch it again. Tell me what you see. You'll see a bloke chasing a footy. That's all. There's no shoulder charge, no malice, just momentum. If that's worthy of a ban, then the game's lost touch with itself. And it's not just about Brown, either." Moses warned that players across the league will start second-guessing themselves during open play. "You can't compete if you're thinking about everything that might go wrong. That's not how sport works. You've got to be in it, eyes up, body committed. If we're coaching hesitation, we're going to see a different, slower, more cautious game, and that's not what fans want." The situation has reignited debate around the judiciary's consistency and transparency. Supporters, pundits, and even rival players have begun to weigh in on social media, with many echoing Moses' sentiment: if there's no intent and no damage, there should be no punishment. "This isn't about letting players off the hook," Moses added. "It's about being fair. You want to suspend someone? Fine. But make sure the punishment fits, and make sure it's the same across the board. Because right now, it just feels like they're picking and choosing." "The Eels will move on," he said. "They'll deal with Brown's absence and regroup ahead of their round 16 clash with the Titans. But the frustration lingers. This could have been handled differently," he said. "A warning. A fine, maybe. But a suspension. That's heavy-handed. And what does it teach players? That the rules change week to week depending on who you are, who you play for, and who's watching." For Moses, that's the biggest worry of all, that trust in the system is beginning to erode. And once that's gone, it's hard to win back. We need consistency," he finished. "We need clarity. And we need to protect the players who are doing the right thing, not punish them for playing the game the way it's supposed to be played."